Ah, bro, I'm definitely having a headache. I should have made another cup of coffee, but doesn't matter. At least we're gonna be recording a video about CachyOS, right? Something that you guys wanted me to do a long time ago. I believe a month ago, or like more than that. 2 months ago? I don't know. Every time I make a Linux video, there must be at least one person in the comments mentioning CachyOS, talking about how cool it is and how I should give it a try. I mean, I already did give it a try, but definitely never recorded a video about it and posted it here in this platform, YouTube. God damn it. That's why, ladies and gents, we're gonna be talking about CachyOS, installing that thing and checking everything out and see if it's worth installing. So, well, we're already in the CachyOS page or web page or web thingy. What is this even called? Web CachyOS link, CachyOS, CachyOS. We're like in the CachyOS websites, right? Sometimes I just like realize how bad is my English, but yeah. And here we have that big thing, that big sentence bolded so you can see everything blazingly fast. Customizable Linux distribution. Completely agree. Why, you might ask? I already tried that thing. It's this fast. CachyOS is designed to deliver lightning fast speeds and stability, ensuring a smooth and enjoyable computing experience every time you use it. Whether you're a seasoned Linux user or just starting out, CachyOS is the ideal choice for those looking for a powerful, customizable, and blazingly fast operating system. You might be a bit surprised because of how much stuff this Linux distribution offers. It's powerful, it's customizable, it's fast, something that you wouldn't see in every Linux distribution out there. But is this true? We're gonna give it a try. Discover the benefits of CachyOS. And here we got blah 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 blah. Enhance your performance with optimized packages. So CachyOS that comply with blah 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 blah, and you wouldn't care about that. Why? You might be just a beginner in Linux, stuff like that you should not care about, okay? Select your preferred edition. CachyOS over a variety of popular desktop environments. Aha, this is important, okay? Focus on that one in here. We'll need this later on. Customizable installation process. This one as well is important. We're gonna talk about later on. Power up your computing with robust kernel support. CachyOS. I'll say for instruction and LTO to be optimized for your CPU. Aha! Never know about that. So this explains how optimizes that thing. I was like wondering why this thing is super optimized. Like literally, I was using it on an HP Pavilion. This was made 17 years ago, and this was surprisingly fast. Even though I installed Arch Linux on that thing, and it wasn't as fast as Arch Linux. So this explains it. Now you see this, forget about all of this, okay? It doesn't matter, at least for now. What I want to check is this. Once you click on the download button, you will see that this window gonna pop up saying, oh, the desktop edition, blah, 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 something that we don't really care about since almost every Linux distribution was made to be installed on a laptop or a desktop. But what if I told you that CachyOS has a handheld edition? And you might be like, why a handheld edition? In case you didn't know about the Steam Deck, for example, it comes pre-installed with the CMOS, which is Arch Linux, but made specifically to be installed on a handheld. You know, they customized a little bit Arch Linux. You know, they made a little version out of it called the CMOS, which was mainly made for the Steam Deck, all right? Optimized to just run games and all of that. And CachyOS was like, yeah, we're Arch-based as well, and we definitely gonna be making a really big change in the markets once we have a handheld edition of us as well. So in case you had a handheld, doesn't matter if it's a Steam Deck or, you know, an Asus ROG, whatever that shit is, you can install CachyOS that is Arch-based, and that can run on that specific handheld with the best performance available. And for sure, that was already mentioned before that CachyOS is optimized. Doesn't matter if it's going to be installed on a desktop or a laptop or a handheld, but it's cool to mention that they had a handheld edition. A lot of people tried it on their Steam Decks, Asus ROG, because we know that Windows 11 is not the best in terms of like, you know, gaming and stuff anymore. They used to be good. Windows used to be okay, but now with all these updates and stuff, they made it a bit slower. So definitely CachyOS or SteamOS are both like taking over the market. Now I already downloaded the ISO and everything, the latest version of that thing. You can, you know, select one of those, doesn't matter. It's gonna start downloading immediately once you click on one of those. Let's just leave this and start the installation. installation. Now back again in the virtual machine. I already created everything just to save a little bit of time. The first thing I will do, I believe, is just power on the machine, and definitely need to stretch that thing in order to see everything. All right, so CachyOS defaults, super regular, no big deal, but let's just go with the default one. Probe in EDD, whoever is that, wait a little bit, just gonna boot right away. Welcome to CachyOS. Now we're gonna wait a little bit until everything loads up. It's gonna load up anytime now, don't worry. Just relax, it's not a big deal. That's a Linux thingy. Okay, we got cursor. I can move it for sure. Amazing. And yeah, it gets bigger. Oh no, oh please no. Don't make me do this. I don't know the admin password. Right, it must be admin, right? Please? Yeah. You see, I'm smart. Oh no, I'm stupid. What's the live user password? Seriously. And why is it set to Plasma X11? So the password definitely not going to be 1234. It should be something. Okay, I need to Google that out. God damn. No matter how much time I try to save, there must be something that will waste a bit of my time no matter what I do. CachyOS. I misspelled again. CachyOS live user password. I'm sure I'm not the only one that's had to deal with this. So yeah, wondering why. The password is live. Let's see. Wait, where's the virtual machine? Yeah, live. Please, maybe think about it. Let's go. Thank you, dude. You're a lifesaver. Who's that? EXRA. Thank you. I swear to God. That was really easy. Oh yeah. So here we are in the CachyOS hello. This is not just any hello screen. This is a whole thing. There is even a launch installer button in here. And once you install CachyOS, there's a lot of options that will pop up. For example, if you want to install extra packages or other stuff like tweaks. So don't think that this is just a hello screen. It's more than that. And I will show you later on what I'm talking about. Let's just launch the installer. And of course, I'm not going to take a look at all of this just yet. I will, give attention to all the other stuff once CachyOS is installed. But for now, we're only going to take a look at the Calamar installer thingy. So choose bootloader edition, Girup or Lamine. I'll go with Girup. Girup is cool. Yep, wait a little bit. One thing I would like to mention is internet access. Listen, if you don't have Wi-Fi or Ethernet, you're not going to be able to install that thing because this is an online installer, good and bad in the same time. Good because an online installer usually offers more stuff than an offline installer. For example, that one offers a lot of desktop environments. So when you select, for example, a desktop environment, doesn't matter which one, I don't know, GNOME. Let's just take GNOME as an example. When you choose GNOME, the online installer will install it in the background and then set it as your default desktop environment. But when we talk about an offline installer, for example, Ubuntu, that comes preloaded with GNOME, you cannot install something else, like a whole different desktop environments when installing Ubuntu. You're only stuck with GNOME. So you get my point. Now I'm gonna select which one? English. Can I just click on yes, English? Where's English? English, dude. I don't want Arabic. Where's English? I swear to God, I'm about to go crazy and install this in Russian. Bro. What about Italian? Italiano. What is English, dude? Am I tripping? Oh, American English. God, they started with America. I felt like it's gonna start with English itself, but yeah, it doesn't matter. I'm also bad at explaining. You probably don't know what I'm even talking about. I don't know. Well, what do I want to go with today? I feel like going with Minnows. I don't know where that thing is. Is there like what is that? Oh, I should have not skipped my geography classes back when I was in school. Yeah, Porto Velo. Is that Brazil? Sao Paulo. Yeah, that's Brazil, dude. Argentina? What? Okay, let's go with Menus. Sorry if I misspelled that. English defaults next. Raise and then manual. No, I cannot do manual. Currently, I cannot. There's no way I'm doing this. So the thing about this installer is that it offers more than any Linux installer. Usually, you will see, for example, XT4. You will see XFS. You will see BTRFS, but you wouldn't see all of this, okay? For example, ZFS. Not all of them do that. Now, let's move on to the next step. Oh, that's my favorite one. So remember when I told you that an online installer usually offers more than an offline installer, and this is what I mean with that. So in here, you can see that there's a lot of stuff that we can go with. Oh my God. Okay, look at this. Show me one Linux distribution that offers all of this. Yeah, of course, Arch. You can use Arch install and choose, I believe, a couple of those, not all of them. can be installed using the Arch install script. There is other Linux distribution that offers that as well, but not all of them does. And this is really cool. Now, I'm thinking of going with Hyperland, even though I don't know how to use Hyperland, okay? It's really just no for me. I still didn't find a way to move on to Hyperland and be that crazy Arch Linux user. But today we're gonna stick with the GNOME, definitely not GNOME. Plasma, yeah, we should go with Plasma since it's the default one, right? Now let's click on next. And here's another thing. So in here, you can choose the packages, even the desktop environments. If you want other desktop environments, you could definitely do this. Install multiple desktop environments in the same time. But just to let you know, this will install a lot of bloats, a lot of file managers, a lot of packages. They'll be all mixed up in one place, which is not going to make sense. So make sure you choose wisely a desktop environment that will fit with you and with your workflow. Otherwise, installing all of this is not going to make your Linux experience any better. Maybe you can go with two, for example, the KDE and the GNOME, or KDE if you want to like use this as your main desktop environment, and XFCE if you want to like squeeze all the performance out of your machine science. This is more lightweight, I would say. I don't know, you decide. But another thing is the other packages available. For example, accessibility tools, screen reader, and mouse tweaks. You can choose that as well. Of course, you can even select individual packages. We got printing support for printing cups. I don't know what that even means. Supports HP printers. Yeah, if you have an HP printer, you must select that one. But I don't have one. OpenBox is highly no. Windows managers. Oh, OpenBox. Pecan. Oh, I definitely heard about Pecan. MPV. What's MPV doing in here? Isn't there some video player? Or am I tripping? What is it doing in OpenBox? XFCE for terminal. Oh, there's a lot of interesting stuff in here. Huh. But if I just keep checking every package, I will spend all day in here. Mass Extra, Network Manager outlets. Ah, interest. At least you know that there is a lot of stuff that you can customize in that thing during the installation. But that doesn't matter. We just gonna go and click on next. Now in here, just like any Linux installation, you have to enter your name and the password. My password is definitely not 1234. That's not my password. I promise it's not my password. It is my password, but like it's not my password. Believe me, dude. I will click on next and we're done. Now in here, you can check everything out just to see if all the things you selected are right and will not cause you any problems later on. Now we'll just click on install. They will ask you again saying, are you sure you want to do this? Because, you know, your desk gonna be erased. So if you have any data on that little desk you have in there, make sure you back it up and then you click on install. Now, all you have to do is wait. It's gonna download some packages and install them, and then you're ready to go. All right. So give us a bit of time. I believe it depends on how fast is your Wi-Fi, and if you're using a hard drive or an SSD or an NVMe or whatever you use them, so they're also gonna make a bit of difference when we talk about speed. So wait a little bit, and then I will see you guys once that thing is installed. Now, after 25 years, 7 months, and 3 weeks and 25 hours, the installation was done because I was installing this on a spinning hard drive. The thing that go like every time I explain it that way. The thing that go you know, it's like a spinning thingy in case you never know what that is. But yeah, it's done. All I need to do is restart, and let's do that together. Done. Okay, restart. Now it's gonna do its thing, and bada boom, bada bum, it will boot back again. And this time I have to enter my password. What was my password again? I don't really remember. 1234. Oh yeah, the Gyro bootloader. That's cool. For some reasons it's so stretched. Okay, now it's back to default. Where is the CachyOS logo? And why is it in the middle, dude? It's okay. Oh, when I installed CachyOS before, there wasn't a thing. There was only like the regular logo and the thing that keeps spinning somewhere in here. The thing that actually got my interest is how they still have the X11 one in here, even though a lot of Linux distribution doesn't have that anymore, and they basically got rid of it. Well, it is what it is. Even though it's not gonna work the best, you're gonna face a lot of problems if you started using X11, because that's eventually gonna become a thing of the past. So yeah, let's enter our password. This is definitely no 1234, and here we are in CachyOS a fresh installation of CachyOS, and let's see what we're gonna find out. Well, remember when I told you about the welcome screen, right? I told you how the option in the middle gonna disappear and we're gonna have other options. Here they are. We got apps and tweaks, we got install apps. That's okay, normal, we don't care about that, but we'll focus on the apps and tweaks in here. Is that what it's called? Yeah, apps and tweaks. Check this out. All of this. Now in here you might see a lot of stuff that you might not be interested in the first place. For example, remove orphans, because sometimes when you remove these orphans, it's gonna remove the kernel with it. So that's a bit dangerous. Don't touch that. We got reset K-rings, if you know what that is. We also have reinstall all packages, just in case you had problems with some of your packages and you just wanted to sort fresh again. You can reinstall everything like nothing ever happened. We got system updates. You can already tell what that is. We also have install gaming packages. And if you don't know what gaming packages is, basically some apps you will need in order to game in Linux. One of them is the yellowish application with the yellow logo. I forgot its name, not gonna lie. But a lot of people use it to play their favorite games and some games, in case you know what I mean. And the games that's you don't get the right way. You get my point. Let's enter the password. That is definitely not 1234. Now resolving dependencies, and I hope I don't have to update my system. Enter a number. So we got CachyOS v3, and we got, I will just go with defaults. Oh damn, there is a lot of stuff in here. All of this gonna get installed? That will take forever. No, actually not. There's that much. Not that bad. So I will just select yes so I can install. Hey, what? When? How? 5,000 megabytes? There's 5 gig over here. What the hell? My Wi-Fi isn't that fast, bro. Okay, doesn't matter. Just let it download whatever, and we can check that out later on. We got rank mirrors. The hell is that? I didn't spend that much time on CachyOS, so I'm still discovering everything for the first time. Not everything. Couple things, I will say, because I definitely didn't use CachyOS for gaming or for work. I just installed it to check it out and see why people are, saying that's cool and everything else they say about it. Honestly, I don't know what is going on. Orange? Well, what is all of this? Okay. I don't care. Install spoof DPI. Change DNS server. Show keywim while in debug window. Oh, I never know this was a thing. OpenGL. Oh, okay. All right. Keyboard, and we got clipboard. Anything else? Effects, fade, load, unload, translucency. Wait, I'm right. Oh, but I don't have to do this from this window, right? Unload. Yeah, I can do this from the, what is it called? This is taking a lot of resources, I'm gonna be honest. You can already tell, right? Like, look how slow my system became when installing all this shit. I definitely don't want to do this. Just close. So as I said, you don't have to do whatever it was doing from that window. KDE have the settings. You can just go over here then to, where's the sets? Every single time, mate. Settings. Yes. Windows management, and then Windows rules, and then desktop effects, whatever is that. And yeah, you can activate all those stuff I've seen over here. Where is it again? The hello screen, Cachy Hello it's called. It's a separate application that you can use to do a couple stuff, as I said. But that's not the important thing. I don't want to just spend all day talking about that. But overall, the desktop environment is KDE Plasma currently, because I have chosen KDE Plasma. I use KDE Plasma all the time, and I love KDE Plasma. You can go with something else, but this is just the default one, so why not use it? Now, why CachyOS and not Arch Linux, for example, or for example, Endeavour? I use Endeavour. I love Endeavour. This one was really made for one main thing, which is optimizing your machine to run as cool as possible, because Linux isn't always stable, specifically for gaming and also VR. I forgot to mention that one. VR doesn't work on any Linux distribution, but this one definitely work with VR and do actually good. As I've seen in a lot of YouTube videos of other YouTubers just showcasing how cool VR work on that thing. Amazing, not gonna lie. About the stuff that can be installed on CachyOS, it's your regular KDE stuff, but we got a couple stuff here and there that are interesting to mention. For example, I hope that thing got installed, which is the Cachy browser. Yeah, they don't have that. They didn't get it installed on my thing. I think they removed it. There was the CachyOS browser. They used to come pre-installed once you install CachyOS, if that makes sense. It's like Firefox based, but I don't think they do that anymore. Okay, so in developments, Micro, they use Micro. They also have Kate. Okay, graphic, yeah, go back over here. Hey, don't be stupid. Graphic, we got green view, help, known, okay, beta++. Ah, that's a cool thing. Actually, never know this comes pre-installed. I usually install this myself, but they have beta. I like this tool. I swear to God, I just love having it sometimes over here, just checking my resources and everything. I like the graphic. You can change everything in that thing, I believe, by some command. I don't know. But let's just close this. Please stop being laggy. I hate using virtual machines. I'm just waiting for the moment to get a capture card in order to not, deal with virtual machines anymore and have a separate machine where I install Linux and try everything on it. So we got CachyOS Kernel Manager, also Alacrity. Okay, Dolphin. Now my question is Fish the default? Oh, no way. Wait, Fish is the default one? Wasn't Bash the default shell? Oh, interesting. Maybe they made an update, because I remember the last time I used CachyOS, it didn't come preloaded with Fish as the default shell. I'm not really sure. Maybe I'm tripping. But that's cool to see, because Fish is much cooler than Bash. I would say a lot of people started using Fish lately. It's really amazing, and I just love it. Even though it's come preloaded with, what is this? Is this NeoFetch? I don't think so. That's definitely not NeoFetch. No, NeoFetch is not there anymore. What? They definitely made an update. Yeah, this is FastFetch. Yeah, you see? That's FastFetch. Love it. They're changing stuff. Since NeoFetch is dead, so that's cool to mention as well. What else we have in here? Help, graphic. We got Fish, info console, CachyOS manager, menu editor. We got system. Okay. None of this is interesting for me. But I will go and check the package installer and the kernel manager. Both of those are interesting. Please load. Maybe. Pretty please. It doesn't just want to work. Yep. I need to update some stuff for sure. But I don't want to do this since that's gonna take forever. Graphics, help. What was I in the first place? What was I even doing? Oh, we got Vim. Okay, cool. Okay, package manager. I loaded this one first. Didn't want to work. But Cachy Kernel Manager for sure will work. Now, in case you're new to Linux and you don't know what a kernel manager is, it already explains itself. A kernel manager, the kernel of the system, is the heart of the operating system, right? And in Linux, you can change that. For example, in here we got a stable kernel, which is the one we're using right now. If I go open NeoFetch, we can see that this is the CachyOS kernel, the same as the one mentioned in here and selected in here. But if you want to go, for example, the ITO optimized or the hardened kernel or any other kernel you might want to use, you can do just that. And the reason you might select a different kernel is, for example, stability issues. If a kernel isn't stable enough for you, you can switch to another one. Or performance-wise, because since the kernel is the most important thing in an operating system or in a Linux distribution, sometimes some kernel will be giving you bad performance, so that's why you would like to use another one, for example, ITO optimized or some other stable kernel for CachyOS, of course. Now close this. Rather than that, there isn't really that much things to mention, since this is just KDE, Plasma, nothing different, just like any other KDE you deal with in all Linux distributions. But great to see extra stuff pre-installed, like Alacrity. You don't see that. We don't have Alacrity pre-installed in all Linux distributions. Beta++, okay. Fish. This one uses Fish as the default shell. That's cool. What else? What is this? Show disk usage. Oh yeah, pretty much it. Now I used CachyOS for a little bit of time, and I can give you my opinion about it. It's cool. Definitely good when it's about gaming. I played a couple of games on the HP Pavilion. I installed Arch Linux on, and I installed CachyOS on, and I noticed that Arch Linux gave a less better experience than what CachyOS gave me. So I would recommend actually installing CachyOS in case you're focusing more on gaming. But even if you want to perform your day-to-day tasks like, surfing the net, typing emails, whatever, or, editing videos, for example, you can still do that since CachyOS is well optimized. Now, worth mentioning imagine that this is installed on a virtual machine. The installation just went smooth as hell. There was no problems whatsoever. But if you're gonna install this on a real machine, okay, expect a couple problems. For example, me, when I installed this on the HP Pavilion, I had problems with Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi works, but when I start installing CachyOS, oops, it doesn't install. The Wi-Fi stops working in the middle of the installation. Rather than that, I believe nothing else. Really, it's only the Wi-Fi that didn't work out of the box, and I had to configure it myself and install other drivers. But rather than that, I didn't really face any problems. I had a really great time with CachyOS, specifically when I gamed on it. Really great performance. I would rather tell you to give it a try yourself and make sure it actually fits with you and your workflow and everything before installing it on your actual machine, because once you install it, you just have to deal with whatever comes with it, all right? So make sure you give us a try on a virtual machine first. I forgot to mention something, which is the themes. CachyOS have those themes pre-installed, like that one in here. I don't know what they were thinking, but yeah, it's there. This one, for example, what is this? Okay, what is that one? The same one, but blazingly okay. Okay. That's cool. I never actually seen these wallpapers before, but they have some cool wallpapers for sure. We got that one. Look at that. I like it. Not gonna lie. That one. Lamine Splash. Cool. We got the wave one. Oh, so modern. And we got the novel one, which is the default. Icons. Do they have any icons? Wait, am I tripping? Oh yeah, I gotta check that out really quick. You know, sometimes I'd be almost ending a video and then something pop up, making me curious to just check it out. And I gotta see if they have some new icons added, colors and themes, and then icon. Nope, but they have that one. Oh, that looks cool. I like it. What about login screen? Oh, can I take a look? Yeah, I never actually seen those. What about the boot splash screen? Save settings to SDDM. I don't like SDDM. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not a big fan. I don't like it. But can I see what is going on in here? Because I definitely can't check how they look like, but they definitely have some stuff in there. Wait, I just realized that was the splash screen, and this is the boot splash screen. So you telling me I can change the booting animation, not the splash screen, but the booting animation? I'm impressed. So that makes sense. When I was booting, I seen that new animation that I never seen before in CachyOS, and I was like wondering what happened. So they added a whole section where you can choose your booting animation. Cool. That's cool, dude. And they also have this CachyOS Nord. They didn't have that before, and they have this one as well. What about cursors? Do we have any cursors? Yeah, just copy chunk. Why out of all the cursors that they might have chosen, they have a Capitan cursor for macOS? Another question, does they have a theme for that one? No, there's no Capitan theme, but we can apply that one. Honestly, I might install CachyOS. Guys, this is better than Endeavor. I use Endeavor, but this is better. Wow. Out of the box, looking this good. I didn't have to install anything, but look how cool it is. I usually don't go with the full size. I go with the application menu, and yeah, that looks better. I love it. Dude, it's cool. It's amazing, dude. I don't know. Give us a try. If you want to, you can install CachyOS. Why not? And yeah, this was really it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed this video as much as I did. And of course, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and the comments. I love reading your comments, guys. So please leave one as well, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.